So I'll say a few words about Rich and then ask Rich to come on up here. Rich is Vice President of Business Development for Lifecomm, a majority-owned subsidiary of Verizon Telematics. Lifecomm will launch a mobile personal emergency response service for seniors and caregivers in 2013. Lobovsky is responsible for Lifecomm's partnership development activities. Before Lifecomm, Rich was a director of BD for Qualcomm, focused on wireless solutions in the healthcare and medical device industries, and director of professional services for Wireless Knowledge. Rich has got 20 years experience, 20 plus years experience, including BD, strategy, portfolio analysis, and implementing organizational change. Rich holds a BS in industrial engineering from Cornell and an MBA from Columbia University. So I welcome you, Rich Lobovsky.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the Wireless Technology Forum for inviting me here and inviting Verizon Telematics to speak. And we're excited to be here. It's our first visit here, and we look forward to sharing our thoughts on the evolution of this space. So I'm going to say a few brief words about Verizon Telematics and what we're up to these days. So Verizon Telematics is in the business of delivering connected solutions. We are formerly known as Hughes Telematics and recently rebranded. And we focus primarily today in the automotive space, as well as one of our businesses is in the mobile health and security space. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on my third slide. But as you can see here, we tend to look at leveraging all of the processes and infrastructure and communication platforms that we have across all of our assets. And then we have some service components and service elements that we also leverage across all of our assets, that being automatic crash notification in the automotive businesses and automated fall detection in our mobile health and security business, as well as geofencing for location types of alerts and things like that. So again, we leverage a common infrastructure. We're delivering and enhancing these solutions. We have a world-class engineering team within Verizon Telematics, and then now being part of the larger Verizon family, we have the ability to leverage a lot of resources and access with Verizon. Just a little bit more on each of our businesses. So these represent our automotive telematics verticals or assets. So in the OEM business, we have a long-standing relationship with Mercedes-Benz. We launched that solution in November of 2009, so we're coming up on our 4th year anniversary, and we provide a variety of connected solutions and services into the vehicle, primarily emergency response type services, but also other types of services like concierge and moving into various types of data services. You can see we also have logos here for Volkswagen and Nissan. Those are programs that are currently in development and will be launching here later this year. We also are working with Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen in the Chinese market. So we're a global organization. Most of our activities today are in the US, but we're certainly expanding globally. If we go to our aftermarket solution, it's a more of a self-installed telematics solution as opposed to in the OEM space, which is devices that are actually installed in the factory during the manufacturing process. And in the aftermarket space, we are primarily working today with insurance companies, State Farm being our largest partner. State Farm, if folks are familiar with the concept of usage-based insurance, the idea is that you put a device in your car, you allow the insurance company to monitor your miles, your driving patterns and behaviors, and then you as a consumer can receive a discount on your premium. So premium discounts can go up to 30 or 40%, and then there are various tiers of services that an individual can purchase based on what they're looking for. They can basically have a low sort of $5 a month plan that just gives them that connectivity and tracking for performance, and then you can go all the way up to a more expensive solution or services that provide things like emergency response. And then we have a fleet management business called Network Fleet. Network Fleet's been around for a while. We focus on the short haul trucking industry. There's about, I believe, 20 million or so short haul vehicles in the US. That obviously, and that actually runs on a variety of different networks. We're not just running on Verizon, we're also leveraging at&t's network. across our assets, but we are partnered obviously closely with Verizon to continue to deploy the network fleet solution. And then finally, our mobile health asset called Lifecomm. So here's an example of our watch device. You can see there are three devices. They're all pretty much the same common element of the device, but they can be worn in different configurations. So this is a mobile personal emergency response system. Enables an individual to summons emergency assistance either by pressing the display on the device. So there's an emergency response center on the back end. The device has a embedded cellular chipset, supports two-way voice and two-way data, and we can do things like track activity and report on different activity, both number of steps as well as general activity through motion sensing. The system also enables an individual to not only press the button for support, but the system will detect a fall as well. So in both cases, a data call and a voice call are placed. We report up our location, lat long position, activity data, lat long position activity, and the unique subscriber ID and the battery level of the device. And then basically there's an emergency response specialist that picks up that call, triages that call, and if support is required at that location, we have connectivity into the Public Safety Answering Point, or PSAP network throughout the U.S. And then that PSAP would then dispatch emergency support to the lat long position of the device. In addition, there are web applications, a set of web applications that are provided as part of the service, where a user and a caregiver can go on to a set of web tools, look at location, look at history of location. The caregiver can set up a variety of different types of alerts, so they have insight as to what's happening with the person wearing that device. Runs on the Verizon wireless network, so it's a nationwide service. And we are starting a beta program next month, and we will launch in the early part of Q4. So that's my summary. Thanks very much for your attention, and look forward to the panel discussion.